Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we get right into the heart of the matter. Today, we're looking at something, well, a lot of people are bumping up against. You see these really bright graduates, right? Got the skills, the degrees, but then they struggle. Finding a solid job, creating a stable income, it's tough out there, especially with how fast things are changing. AI driving so much of it. It's a real global issue, honestly. Lots of talent kind of left waiting. But what if there's a different way? An approach designed not just for training, but creating a whole new economic path. That's our focus today. EON Reality's Spatial AI Skills Jobs Income Grant Program. It's being talked about as, well, potentially revolutionary. A paradigm shift, maybe. So we're going to really unpack it, see what makes it tick.
Exactly. And that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to explore how this program really tries to go beyond the usual educational models. It's not just about learning skills, right? It's pitched as a complete package, a journey from learning all the way to earning. And what we'll really zero in on is its unique angle on entrepreneurship and how it connects students directly to global funding. All this comes from, their recent announcements, the detailed info they've put out.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because EON Reality's CEO, Dan Lajurscar, he actually said universities are facing an existential crisis. That's pretty strong language. What's really behind that gap between skilled grads and finding work? Is it just AI speed or something deeper this program targets?
That's a key question, yeah. The core problem, the way Lajurscar sees it, isn't that graduates aren't smart or skilled. It's more structural. A gap between the skills they have and what the market actually needs, and AI just makes that gap wider faster. Traditional education often trains for jobs that are, well, changing really fast or even disappearing. What makes this EON program stand out is how they explicitly call it an economic solution, not just educational tech. Most grants, they focus on skills development, period. But this one says, flat out, the goal is to bridge that whole chasm, make sure students don't just learn, they're set up to earn in this new AI economy.
Right. So definitely not just another tech grant. It's aiming to be a complete economic fix. And to make that work, they must have some serious tech underneath it all. Tell us about that ecosystem they've built.
Oh, absolutely. It's quite a setup. They're providing, I think it's 5,750 licenses total across 5 systems that all work together. Think of it like a complete toolkit for learning, doing, and then actually creating economic value from it.
Okay, let's walk through that. First is the EON XR Core platform for immersive skills. That sounds like the main learning engine.
Exactly. It's all about learning by doing. Immersive, active stuff, not just, watching videos or reading texts. And that learning feeds right into the next piece, the EON AI platform, which isn't just for making learning faster, but also for really quick AI-based assessment, checking those skills.
Okay, and it looks like they've considered applying it in the real world too with this EON Digital Twin IQ. What exactly is a digital twin IQ?
Good question. So a digital twin IQ lets students build virtual copies of real things, real systems, real environments. This means they can actually practice solving problems, testing ideas, innovating, but in a safe virtual space, no real world risk or cost. But honestly, for me, where it gets really interesting for the jobs part is what's next. The EON Career Compass.
The Career Compass. Okay, this sounds like their direct answer to that employment gap we talked about.
It really is. This system is built for direct job placement, for navigating a career path. It uses AI first to figure out exactly what skills someone has, then it builds personalized learning paths, and crucially, it directly matches students with jobs through partnerships they already have with employers. It even links up with big learning platforms, Udemy, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, and has these structured 12-week career navigation programs. It's very proactive.
So they're not just saying, good luck finding a job, they're actively steering you towards one.
Yeah.
And then for the income side, there's the EON Entrepreneur Guide, plus 5,000 bonus licenses for that. Sounds like it's designed to turn students into founders.
Precisely. It's built on this 8-step framework for entrepreneurship. They've basically codified best practices from places like Stanford, Y Combinator, big names in innovation. It gives a structured path, from idea to an actual viable startup. And the sheer number of licenses, 5,750 across all these integrated systems, it's clearly designed to tackle that skills to income gap head on, an end-to-end pathway.
Right. Bridging skills to income makes sense. But this entrepreneurial support, especially something called the EON Wealth Weaver Alliance. That sounds like a really central part of this whole thing. How does that work?
Yeah, this is where EON Reality really kind of shakes things up. The Wealth Weaver Alliance, it's not just a network. It's more like a whole ecosystem for entrepreneurship. It gives students exclusive access to, well, significant international funding sources, global innovation networks.
Yeah.
For their startups. Picture this. A 7-step pipeline for building a venture, and it uses AI-powered business development support at each step. But what really disrupts the traditional startup model, I think, is what they call a 300-agent AI
A
workforce.
300-agent AI workforce, what does that mean, like robots?
Huh, not quite sci-fi robots. Think of it more like a really smart automation engine. It uses AI to handle all the repetitive, time-sucking tasks, market research, legal stuff, finding leads, maybe basic customer support. The claim is this can cut something like 90% of a startup's usual operational costs. 90%. That frees up the actual human founders to focus on the important stuff, innovation, growth. Plus, right away, students get access to a global marketplace with 136 million users to sell into. It strategically puts them in the AI application layer, which is valuable, instead of trying to compete building foundational AI models.
Wow. So infrastructure, funding access, and automating a huge chunk of the operational costs. That dramatically lowers the bar for starting a business, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in places where getting capital is hard. And then they have this EON Entrepreneurship Olympics thing on top of it all for finding talent and boosting these new ventures.
Yes, exactly. And it's way more than just a student competition. It's designed as this revolutionary 3-stage event. It starts at the university level, then goes national, and finally culminates in this big international Olympics held in major innovation hubs. Lejerskar put it pretty directly, he said. We're not just giving out medals, we're creating a direct pipeline to global capital.
A direct pipeline to capital. So students are competing for actual funding, not just a certificate. And it runs continuously, quarterly. That must help keep things moving fast.
Absolutely. That quarterly cycle is vital. It gets around the traditional funding delays, the ones that can take a year or more and just kill a startup's early momentum. It's all about speeding up that whole process of creating a new business.
Okay, let's talk numbers for a second, because the financials here are, well, they really jump out. Total program value, $12.42 million. But the institution only pays $300,000. That means EON Reality is covering $12.12 million as a grant. That's 97.6% coverage, a 40-to-1 ROI. Honestly, from a university's point of view, that sounds almost too good to be true. Is there a catch, or is it just a totally different kind of model?
It really is a uniquely structured model, yeah. Built for getting this out globally, fast. The catch, if you want to call it that, isn't really about hitting fees. It's more about a strategic bet on creating value differently. Because beyond that huge initial grant, the benefits keep coming. Institutions get perpetual software licenses, no recurring fees, ever. And they get an 80% revenue share from content sold in the marketplace, which they say is, industry leading. So it's not just the one-time transaction. The model seems designed to create ongoing value for the institutions and their students, aligning everyone's interests long-term.
And it's striking where they're aiming this. Specifically, the Global South, projected to be home to 88% of humanity by 2050. That feels like more than just numbers. It feels like a very deliberate strategic choice.
Oh, absolutely deliberate. And here's why it's potentially so powerful. EON Reality's vision isn't just for these regions to use AI developed elsewhere, it's for them to lead in developing AI applications, to become creators, not just consumers. Think about it. Instead of the Global South just buying Western AI, this program could position them to create and export AI solutions, solutions tailored to their own unique high-density problems. It could flip the script, and there are real advantages. Their location, connecting Africa, Asia, the Middle East, access to complex real-world problems needing AI, and huge young digitally native populations. As Dr. Sarah Chen from EON Reality put it, our program doesn't just prepare students to compete for disappearing jobs, it empowers them to create new economic opportunities through AI-powered entrepreneurship. It's creation over competition.
The scale they're talking about is huge, too. Training over 100,000 students a year, thousands of funded startups, billions in economic value. With that kind of ambition, what are the potential roadblocks, the challenges in actually scaling this globally?
That's always a fair question with big initiatives, right? While the program seems designed for efficiency, the real test will likely be on the ground. Implementation within each university or institution. Things like, is the local infrastructure ready? Are faculty trained effectively to become master trainers? Can they really foster that entrepreneurial culture? But EON Reality isn't exactly starting from scratch here. They've got a long history, 26 years in XR, AR and VR for knowledge transfer. They're already a big global player, over 136 million users, 75 plus countries. So this new program builds on a pretty solid foundation and network.
And for institutions thinking about this, eligibility is by invitation universities, vocational schools, workforce agencies. The application seems straightforward, no upfront money needed, just a 14-day review. What's the main thing an institution needs to consider if they want to make this work successfully?
I think the biggest thing is commitment. a real commitment to integrate this fully, not just hack it on. It needs a shift in mindset, right? Towards really fostering entrepreneurship, towards generating actual income as a key outcome of education. The easy application removes the financial hurdle, sure, but real success, that depends on the institution being ready to truly embrace this, well, quite transformative approach.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you, the listener? From our deep dive, it seems this program is more than just new educational tech. It's EON Reality aiming to build, as they put it, the foundation of a new economic order, really empowering regions like the Global South to not just participate in, but potentially lead this age of AI.
Yeah, and it leaves us with a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? How might a model like this, so comprehensive, so focused on entrepreneurship, with direct lines to global capital and income, how might that fundamentally reshape work, reshape innovation for literally billions of people globally? It really pushes us to think beyond just getting a traditional job, isn't it? Towards actively creating economic opportunity, connecting skills directly to income, maybe on a scale we haven't seen before. So much to think about.